Hello everyone, and welcome to the presentation that explains a little bit more about GCSE Geography. My name is Miss Huxford and I am the Head of Geography at Uplands Academy. As you can see on the slide, I've just put my email address there, so if you do have any questions after the presentation, please do drop me an email or come and see me if you are a student. So the structure of the GCSE is 3 papers which are all sat at the end of year 11. So we don't have any coursework within the exam system, it's just 3 papers. And what you can see is we have paper 1, which is living with the physical environment, and I'll go through the topics included there in just a second. Then we have paper 2, which are challenges in the human environment, and then paper 3, which is your geographical applications. Paper 1 and paper 2 are based around topics that we teach you within the lesson, whereas paper 3 works slightly differently. So paper 3 is 30% of the GCSE, so it's worth slightly less weighting than the other 2 papers. However, for this paper, we do have a pre-release resource. So this is given to us 12 weeks before the exam, and that allows us time to go through that in the lessons and really understand some of the problems that are being discussed, because it's a selection of articles, and then the students will take those into the exam with a full understanding of that information before they then have to answer questions around that. So the topics of paper 1, the first one that we will cover are the challenge of natural hazards. So this includes things like earthquakes, volcanoes, wildfires, and other events such as tsunamis. It also includes the challenge of climate change at the moment. We then move on to looking at the living world. So this is our ecosystems with a focus on the tropical rainforest, so the Amazon case study. And then there are options selection process where you can either choose hot deserts or cold environments, and we will study hot deserts. We then move on to looking at coasts, so we look at both UK and international coastlines, processes of erosion, different landforms, different management styles. And then we do the same with rivers. So rivers is sort of things like the different landforms that we get, the differences between the upper, middle and lower course, and how we manage our rivers as we continue to build on our floodplains. Then if we move over to the second paper for the exam series, so the human paper, we begin by looking at urban issues and challenges. So this is the idea of we have Rio de Janeiro as a case study and Bristol, and how we're managing our changing cities based around some of their topography and development indicators, and how we deal with the fact that cities are getting bigger and bigger every single year. The changing economic world then follows this module. So in very similar ways, it looks at how actually the money and development of countries across the globe is really uneven, and inequality around the globe is getting increasingly vast, and how we deal with those situations and how those situations were created in the first place. Then finally, we look at the challenge of resource management. So as a result of these cities getting so much bigger and consumerism rising, how do we actually deal with the amount of waste and the amount of resources that human population requires to sustain its lifestyle right now? And that makes up the 3 topics that are found in paper 2. So throughout the course, you'll see on the screen now a selection of different skills that are taught by studying GCSE Geography. And just an example of some of those, so we look at our evaluating, so more sort of English literature style, how to write things. And then we've got our map skills, our decision making, but also working with lots of data. So we do work very, very well alongside other more mathematical or science subjects also. So this does mean that geography goes well with both the sciences and maths, as well as the humanities, languages and arts. So it's extremely flexible in what it can be combined with, both at GCSE and A-level, if you were to decide to take A-levels further on. So geography really does keep your options open. As a result of that, we've had a varied sort of set of future careers that have come through people in Uplands that have studied geography, and just in geography in general. So you could have sectors working in law, science, finance, marketing, teaching, engineering, architecture. So the geography GCSE really is a very, very good one to have lots of options taking it forward. It goes alongside lots of subjects and keeps your options open. If you do have any further questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, and I hope you found this presentation useful.